Look at the things I've laid down in front of you, man. All of this has been going on in less than a year from the Trump administration. Where we're headed is on a whole nother level.
Willie D Live.
And while we finger popping, and while we twerking, and while we fantasizing about what rappers got beef and what rappers got conflict, and while we fighting to enjoy entertainment, they are working on a plan to truly take America back. And you can't take America back with a strong black presence. This is real, brother.
You mentioned the youngsters earlier. The youngsters have been betrayed by the media, by music, even by their parents, some of their parents, right? So how do we turn that around? How do we get these youngsters who you called soldiers earlier, how do we get them back in the saddle and savage their future? Because we can't just say this generation is cooked and think it's cool, and walk off and, ride off into the sunset. So how do we get these youngsters back?
We have to first be unafraid of properly informing them and enlightening them of who the real enemy is. And we have to inform them of the plan that's being plotted and put together to destroy them. We have to teach these young brothers and sisters to stop looking at each other as the enemy, to teach young black brothers an adequate and profound knowledge of themselves and help our young people fall in love with themselves. Therefore, they can fall in love with one another. When you have a people that are in love with one another, they will unite. If black people truly united, it ain't nothing on earth that could stop us. So they must keep us divided. They must keep us one fighting another. Do you know that if Cochise, Sitting Bull, and Geronimo had united, we wouldn't be talking about America like we're talking about it today? But they had to have one tribe fighting another. They had to make sure that the Seminoles were fighting the Chiricahua, and the Chiricahua were fighting the Apache, and the Apache fighting the Arapaho fighting the Navajo, and the Navajo fighting the Seminole. They had to make sure that they all were fighting one another in order to conquer them. That's why they have to make sure that there's beef flowing in the hip-hop community, because hip-hop is the number one influence over the hearts and mind of our young people and our children. If those brothers ever woke up, they are the key to unlocking the revolution of our minds, our hearts, uniting us economically and politically. So they must keep the hip-hop artists who are truly the natural leaders of our people divided and hating one another. Because if you let them unite, brother, they have the power, the platform to change the shameful and ratchet condition that we're in overnight.